So, good morning everyone. In our last class, we have discussed regarding the concept of pointers. We have seen the definition of the pointers and what are the operators which are used with the programs that is concerned with the pointers. One of the operator, it is called as the address of operator, which is also called as the ampersand symbol. The next operator, it is called as the star or is the pointer operator, which is also called as the indirection operator. And we have seen the definition of the pointer, that is nothing but a pointer is nothing but a variable which stores the address of another variable. And we have seen if you have an integer variable, you require an integer pointer. If you have a character variable, you require an character pointer to store the address of that particular variable. Now in today's class, let us move to the next topic, that is called as the arrays and pointers. Okay, so here we will be writing a program and I will explain you how exactly this particular concept works. So the first thing is the pointer gets incremented in the steps of the size of the variable. Suppose if you are using an integer variable, let us consider you have an integer variable. Let us consider you have three integer variables. Let us consider you have the address of the first integer. Let us consider you have three integer variables a, b and c. The address of the first integer variable is 100. Now since you are using an integer variable, what happens is integer will be occupying 2 bytes of memory. So what happens is the first pointer will be having the location starting from 100 and 101. The next pointer will be pointing at 102, 102 to 103. The third pointer will be pointing from 104 to 105. This is how exactly the pointer will be allocating the memory, because integer will be occupying 2 bytes of memory. So each and every pointer will be pointing to 2 locations. The address of the A will be 100, the address of B will be 102 and the address of C will be 104. So what we have to understand regarding this particular concept is, if you are using integer pointer, what happens is the integer pointer gets incremented in the steps of 2. Why? Because integer occupies 2 bytes of memory. If you are using floating pointer, then what happens is the floating pointer increments in the steps of 4. Why? Because the floating variable occupies 4 bytes of memory. Okay, so 100, 102, 104, 106, 108, like this it keeps on incrementing in the steps of 2. That is the concept of pointer. So if you are using an array and if you are using a pointer, so let us consider you have an array of 10 variables. Array of size 10 variables. At that time what happens is you need not make use of 10 pointers. You need not make use of 10 pointer to store the address of all the 10 variables. So it will be like this: a of 2, a of 3 and so on till a of 9. So you have 10 variables. For storing the address of all these 10 variables, you don't want 10 pointers. Instead of that, what you are doing is you are assigning the address of the first variable to the pointer. Let us consider you have a pointer b. What you are doing is you are assigning the address of the first variable to the pointer b. Next what happens is the pointer gets incremented in the steps of 2 because it is an integer pointer. So what happens is it gets incremented in the steps of 2. So let us consider a general example. Suppose you have 5 things. Let us consider you have 1 chocolate, 1 pen, 1 pencil, 1 book and 1 toy. Okay, all these things cost 5 rupees. So what happens is, since all the things are costing 5 rupees, what you will do is whenever you are adding, you will just increment this value by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Same way, what you are doing is you are just giving the address of the first variable to the pointer, and the pointer gets incremented in the steps of 2. Why? Because you are making use of the integer pointer. Okay. So this is the brief introduction regarding the arrays and then the pointers. The next thing what you have to remember regarding this particular concept, regarding the pointer concept, is whenever you are using star, it means the value. Star, whenever I am making use of, it means the value. Whenever I am making use of ampersand, it is meaning that you are accessing the address. Okay, these are the two things you have to remember. Based on this thing, I will try to write a program. Okay, based on the concept of arrays and pointer. So, you will need to make use of two header files. Okay, inside the void main, what I am doing is I am declaring an array int a of 10, and for array you require a for loop. For that I will be making use of another variable I and another one variable that is called as n. So cout, enter the number of elements C in n. Next, cout, enter the elements for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, C in star of a plus I. I will explain you how exactly I am making use of this particular code. After that, I am displaying the values. Cout the elements are for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, cout star of a plus I, and then get C. Okay. Now what I am doing is, as I told you in this particular example, I have an array of size 10, but I am not making use of 10 pointers. Instead of that, what I am doing is I am assigning the first element's address to the pointer. So you know, my starting number is 10,000. Okay, I have a bundle of nodes. Okay, which is all on the denominations of 100. So what you will do? 10,000 will be the first number. Next what you will do? 10,100, 10,200. Like this you keep on counting. Same way what I am doing is I am having an array which is of kind integer. What I am doing is I am assigning the address of the first element to the pointer. So let us consider a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, a of 4, a of 5, a of 6, a of 7, a of 8, and then a of 9. Okay, let us consider the starting address of the array is 100. So since this is 100, the next address will be 102, because the size of the integer is 2. So what happens? It gets incremented in the steps of 2. Next will be 104, 106, 108, 110, 112, 114, 116, and then 118. Now what I am doing? I am assigning the first address of this particular array to the pointer over here. Okay. Now let us see how exactly this particular program works. So I have declared an array and I have declared two more variables, I and then n. Firstly what happens? It will ask for the number of, enter the number of elements. I will give it as 5. So out of 10 spaces, I am making use of the first 5 spaces. Next, enter the elements. So what happens? Enter the elements, you will get this particular loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than n value is nothing but 5. 0 is less than 5, it is true. So what happens? C in star of a plus I. A plus I, I have told you the starting address of A, the starting address of this particular array, it is nothing but 100. I value is nothing but 0. So what happens? The first element I will enter it as 10. It will be stored in this particular location A of 0 and the address of that location is 100. Next what happens? I value gets incremented. Since it is a for loop, okay, I value gets incremented in the steps of 1, but I am making use of the integer pointer. So what happens is it gets incremented in the steps of 2. So what happens is 100 plus 2, it is nothing but 102. Whatever the element I am entering for the next element value, it will be stored at 102. So I will enter it as 20. Next what happens? I value gets incremented. I value now becomes 2. 2 is less than 5. It is true. So I will enter the next element. So again the starting address of the element is 100 plus I value gets incremented. Here it is 2, but I am making use of the integer pointer. So what happens? It gets incremented in the steps of 2. So the value becomes 104. So the third element will be stored at 104. Again I value gets incremented. I value now becomes 3. 3 is less than 5. It is true. 3 is less than 5. It is true. Now what happens? You are entering the next element. So again the starting address is nothing but 100. I value is nothing but 3, but the incrementing is getting in the steps of 2, so this value becomes 6. So 100 plus 6, it is nothing but 106. So this is the address. Here I am storing the value that is called as 40. Next again, I value gets incremented. I value now becomes 4. 4 is less than 5. It is true. Again, you are entering the next element. Again, the starting address is 100. And you are incrementing in the steps of 2. Since the I value is 4, but the integer pointer, it becomes 8. So the next value, whatever you are storing, it gets stored at the address that is called as 108. Again what happens? I value gets incremented. I value now becomes 5. 5 is less than 5, it is false. Now it will exit out of the loop. Next again, what happens? You are displaying the elements, whatever you have entered. See out the elements are I value is 0, 0 is less than, n is value is nothing but 5, 0 is less than 5, it is true. See out star of a plus I, a value is nothing but 100 because the starting address of the array is 100, I value is 0. So whatever the value you have at the address 100 will be displayed. Here I have told you in the beginning only, whenever you are using star, it is nothing but value. Whenever you are using ampersand, it is nothing but address. What is the value that is present in the address 100? It is nothing but 10. So 10 will be displayed. Again what happens? I value gets incremented. I value now becomes 1. 1 is less than 5. It is true. So see out star of a value is nothing but 100. I value gets incremented in the steps of 2. So 100 plus 2, it is nothing but 102. Whatever the value you have at 102, that will get displayed. That is nothing but 20. Again I value gets incremented. I value now becomes 2. 2 is less than 5. It is true. So what happens? You are displaying the third value, that is star of a value is 100. I value gets incremented in the steps of 2. So 100 plus 4. 100 plus 2 was the last value. Now 100 plus 4, it is nothing but 104. So whatever the value you have at 104 gets displayed. So that is nothing but 30. Again I value gets incremented. I value now becomes 3. 3 is less than 5. True. Again you are displaying the value that is present at a plus I. A value is 100. I value is 3. 3 is the I value in the for loop, but according to the pointers, the value gets incremented in the steps of 2. So 100 plus 6, it is nothing but 106. At 106, what is the value you have? That is nothing but 40. 40 will be displayed. Next again, I value gets incremented. I value now becomes 4. 4 is less than 5. It is true. You will come over here. See out star of a plus I. A value is nothing but 100. I value gets incremented in the steps of 2 again. 100 plus 8. 100 plus 6 for the previous value. For this, you will get added with 2, so it is nothing but 8. 100 plus 8, it is nothing but 108. Whatever the value you have at 108, it will get displayed, that is nothing but 50. Again, I value gets incremented, I value now becomes 5. 5 is less than 5, false. So what happens? It will get exited from the loop. So what you have to remember is, whenever you have an array, you have an array of 10 elements, but you don't require 10 pointers. Instead of that, what you are doing is, you are assigning the address of the first element of the array to the pointer, and the pointer gets incremented in the steps of the data type. If it is an integer, it gets incremented in the steps of 2. If it is a floating point variable, it gets incremented in the steps of 4. If it is a character, it gets incremented in the steps of 1. This is how exactly we'll be making use of the concept of arrays and pointers. The thing you have to remember is, whenever in the any of the program that is related to the pointers, if you are using star, it means you are displaying the value. If you are using ampersand, you are making use of the address. Okay, this is the concept of the arrays and then the pointers. Okay, hope you people have understood this particular concept. If you have any doubts, you can just contact me through WhatsApp. Thank you everyone.